Hi, Jesse.
Hello.
Our workshop is on the air, just so you know. Yeah.
What am I going to be ambushed with questions? Is this an ambush or?
No, actually, this is at the behest of Danielle primarily.
So I should ask Danielle what she's going to ambush me with, or? It just sucks that every time I walk in here, I feel like I'm going to be under fire.
Okay, this is,
That's a template. If there's anything on there that I need to change, that's how I've laid it out on the computer. Of course, it's in Excel, so it looks better on my screen.
well, this looks reasonable.
Way better than my handwriting on them time cards.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's right on my screen.
Yeah, no, that's,
So all I got to do is click on it every day.
that's the way it should be, yeah.
Yeah, well, we should ask Danielle to come in too. I know that she,
I'll bring it into her. See if there's anything she needs on there. I don't think it's really up to her, is it? It's up to you guys. You're the selectmen.
That's true.
yeah, but we do
take
want her,
input.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we would like for her to be in here as well, because she's the one who initiated having the time cards, but it's the select board that has to say that that's what we're gonna do. So,
What, so that it isn't official that we're going to be doing time cards? That you guys haven't voted on it?
we have to vote on it, which we can't do on a workshop.
So what is the whole sense of me starting to do the time cards now if it's not even a legal thing?
Well, it's not
I
an
don't-
illegal
It's not an
thing.
illegal thing,
You
right?
might as well do it. I
Yeah.
mean, it gives
Right.
us more insight.
I
in what's
understand
going
that,
on.
you know, but
Yeah.
all of a sudden it was like a big deal if I didn't turn in my time card.
Yeah,
I started filling out the time card a week before I even got time cards.
yeah, yeah. All right, thank you.
You think this template's gonna work? Information's all there that we need.
Yeah, let's see, just how does it compare to what you? Certainly like it typed better.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
It's gonna be,
Right,
because there's so much more information that I need to add. A lot of times, I mean, like this summer is gonna get busy.
right.
So over in this section,
Right.
it's probably gonna get filled up with everything that I've
Yeah, you
done.
can always do it this way.
Yep,
and-
I did that with portrait or
Okay.
landscape,
Yep,
yeah. Well, at least now I can flip flop them around and I can go to another page
uh-huh,
Yeah.
if I need to for
Multiple
notes.
pages, right?
yeah.
No, Excel's great.
Yeah, and if you're.
This
you
will
know,
keep me a lot more neater,
Yeah.
and being digital is better anyway.
Yeah, you don't have to page it. Excel will automatically
Yeah.
give you a page.
Oh, I got it set up so that I can do notes beside it.
Yeah,
So there's room there. I mean, it's gonna make your fonts smaller, but, you know, I can do a whole note.
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
I know it's
Your
gonna.
notes can be as much as they want, and then you can just skip down.
That's the
to
thing
next.
is, I
Right.
need to make sure there's gonna be enough room,
Right,
you know, because there's 2 weeks on here.
yep, I mean, it can be what, it can be a few pages, right? It needs to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I would just, if it gets that busy, I could always do 1 week on a page. And then the next week, do it on another page.
Yep.
yeah.
And
Don't
two of
worry
them in.
about sticking to one page. I mean, do
Yeah.
whatever you need.
That's what I'm thinking, is, you know, if it gets wicked busy, then it's
Yeah.
probably gonna fall into 2 pages.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so Danielle just sent us, a lot of her stuff that she put out there to other towns to see how they handled it.
Handled time cards.
Yep, so, and it just came in, so give us a chance to go through that, and then maybe she'll come in and, did she send it to you?
I've got it.
You got it, okay, yep,
Just now.
yep.
Can you send the pamphlets that I sent you on the iCloud? Can you forward them to Jen? No, iCloud, sorry.
Cloud permit, yeah.
Cloud permit.
I went on their website, there sure wasn't much on the website to,
No, I didn't go on the website.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, she's got it,
Oh, okay.
I do?
don't you?
I didn't see it.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, I'll look.
Hmm.
It's definitely something to look at.
Okay,
I'll point it out to Danielle that I've gone digital.
okay,
Good.
yep.
So maybe it will streamline everything.
Let me see, here we go. I'm going to forward this to you and Erin because she shared it with me, but I want you guys to see this as well.
What she just sent us?
No,
Oh.
no, this is, there, okay. These were Danielle's questions to MMA on requiring timesheets and their responses, saying only the select board can mandate that all employees and appointed officials submit timesheets. Through we could do so through a board vote, and we haven't done that, so, okay.
That's the Selectboard key.
Yeah.
Oh, I locked that, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Oh my
Hi, girls.
goodness.
How are you?
Hi, guys, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do in there?
Some coloring to work on. There we go.
Yeah, remember, it's kind of finicky. You know, they can always go hit balls in the gym.
Yeah.
What is it, hon?
Look at those pretty boots. I like your boots.
Say sit. Okay. Oh, yes. Yep, got some blue flowers.
Hey, thanks for the cookies.
Oh, sweetie, sweetie. There you go, Benson. Sit, Benson. There. I like your rats. Thank you.
I'm just gonna count all the barrettes in her hair.
I know the way you do it. Suppose Aaron did that.
Maybe. We'll have to ask him. I think dads get pretty good at that. So I know Danielle wanted to talk after Mellon, right?
Mhm.
Okay. And then when Aaron comes back in, I want to just touch base on the attorney stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we really, really need to
Yeah.
get moving on that. Deb, those flowers look so pretty, they almost look fake.
I know.
Yeah. What are they coloring today?
They brought a couple different books. Then I think Danielle said she was gonna print out some Easter stuff. for
Oh,
me.
good. Jesse just brought in a copy of his timesheet that he's gonna do online on
Okay.
Excel spreadsheet. And Danielle, I think wants to come in after Mellon, is that what?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay. So if we have a few minutes before Mellon's come in, on Monday, we really need to make a decision about an attorney. I think the sooner the better. I spoke with one, I only spoke with one, Mary Costigan from, I didn't even write her company down. $3.20 an hour. But, and she is extremely knowledgeable in cannabis law. She also said that we just wanted to use her to consult with on cannabis stuff. We can do that if we go with somebody else even. She, of course, knew Ben, and she knows Dave Laurie, and they all know everybody
Right.
else, right? They also do a flat fee that they break down into 12-month payments depending on what your previous year's legal fees have been. So they would go through and see what our fees have been and then come up with a, she didn't say anything about a retainer. You know, she just didn't have an answer for a retainer fee. Very pleasant, very, you know, I told her we needed to talk about it as a board, and, you know, that we had other people in mind, and that we would come to, you know, some kind of an agreement pretty soon. I liked her bio, and this is kind of funny. She's a runner. So I said, well, you know, that kind of like just, you know, stuck out for me. And right, and she said, she laughed, and she said, well, one company or municipality called me because on her bio she likes Bruce Springsteen. So they're like, oh, okay, that caught my eye. So yeah, she just laughed. She said that's funny, the things that people catch up on.
What's her name again?
Mary Costigan. Costigan. And she was from the first firm that MMA sent, in the first name. There were 2 names for that particular firm. She was the first one, and
Bernstein, sure.
yes. And she did say they are one of the more pricey companies out there, so.
I have not pushed Cam.
No?
I will, just a little bit, little nudge, get a little more specific information.
Uh-huh. You know, where he's already familiar with some of the stuff that we're dealing with because of Ben. I know, didn't you mention a cost to him as well?
Yeah, he was 300, I believe.
You know, I'd be interested to know what they do for a flat fee, to see how it compares. But I don't know that they would do that prior to being retained, so. Let's see, what else did they send?
So you think she'd be good?
I do. You know, they do a lot of traveling to come out to wherever they need to go in terms of their towns. And then, you know, they listed Freddie Flaherty, and isn't that where Cam's from? I think he is, so I didn't call anyone else there. Some of these, I believe, like Drummond Woodsum, we probably wouldn't want to use. I think they represent Stanley Building, maybe Millworks.
Yeah, which is unfortunate because the attorney that they used, that came out for the negotiations.
Hey, no barking at me, I'm trying.
I don't remember her name, but
Yeah.
she was just, she was, I'm sure good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's too bad.
yeah, Cam is pretty fair.
How about you?
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm more than willing to call a few more and just check in. What do you guys think? I can do that as long as maybe Monday we can put it all together, and
Yeah, they all got their own.
Yeah, it probably makes sense to
so we have
give another
2.
couple a call.
Yeah, but I'm following up with Cam.
Okay.
Hi, Steve.
How are you, David?
I'm okay.
Hi,
Aaron,
Steve.
do you know Steve?
Haven't
I
met.
haven't met you yet, Aaron.
What's happening?
Good to meet you. Hey, Aaron,
Yes,
nice hat. You gonna be all right today? They gonna do it up there?
I hope so. I was talking to
Well,
my old manager who lives in Dallas area, so I was
Old
telling
manager
him
from you worked out there?
from, yeah.
Oh,
Well, no, I didn't work out there, but TD, I work for TD Bank, and
oh.
so they got play people all over,
What
so.
made you go from a banker to a town hall selectman?
You still.
Still a banker.
banker.
So this is
Yes.
still, okay.
This is
Yeah.
good. No, this is good. Yeah, we all.
No, that's very, very good, really.
Yeah,
What do we need? A banker, a lawyer?
Awesome.
yeah. No, so I was telling him his Rangers are gonna start 0-1, so.
Yeah, well, I just heard they're predicting the Red Sox gonna start 8-0.
That wouldn't be too bad. I'll take
That'd be
it.
hard to believe,
Just
but.
remember the Bruins started about.
Yeah, right.
Look where they are now.
It's so funny.
So, we're hoping.
Yeah.
They gotta do better than last year. Right, Debbie? You're a big sports fan, right?
Nope.
Huh?
Yeah, they gotta do better than last year.
Yeah, they should
I
do.
hope so.
Steve's son is not coming.
No, Mike won't be here, just me. So.
Okay.
We're gonna put up a meeting today.
So, let's see. Typically, we have an article in our town meeting that says that we can enter into a new 3-year contract the following year, because that has to happen before our next town meeting. We neglected to have that article this year. We can, however, enter into a 1-year contract. Now, a drop dead or a one way or the other, it has to be. We will probably be having a special town meeting where we can have an article that says we want to go out for bid for a 3-year contract, or we want to sign a 3-year contract. You know, we were kind of looking for an easy way out, frankly.
Right, with a 1-year extension.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't see it on mine. I don't know, I wonder why you didn't. So is there an extra
Yes,
addition, right, on the, and on the contract I looked at the other day
Yeah.
here, there was added on something, but it's not on my copy of the contract. so
It's
I
not on the contract, it's on your bid sheet.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's what it is.
yeah.
Okay, so that's why it is, because that's what I got the bid sheet saying
Yeah,
here.
see right here, that's why I took a copy for you.
Oh, okay, yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, now, we signed a 3-year contract, that's what the bid was for. So we really can't hold you to anything.
Right,
And, you know, technically, we should probably go out to bid even for a 1-year contract, if that's what we
right,
end up doing.
right.
I don't know, but I guess we were just kind of putting feelers out to you.
So you say you've got to call a special town meeting to open it up again?
Right, in order to do a 3-year contract, we have to have a town vote.
Mhm.
That's just state law, state statute. We can sign 1-year contracts without getting the town's approval, but
Okay.
anything more than that, multi-year, we have to have. the
So
town's
what is
approval.
it, do you don't have enough time or something to?
No,
to-
no,
to
we
get
have
it,
enough
or-
time. We were, as I mentioned, we were looking for the,
The easy way out.
I mean, the easy way is never the easy way, but we were looking for something we thought would be easy.
Well, I talked to Mike and the boys, and they'd like to go 3 to keep it in reference with our other contracts and stuff. But if push comes to shove, we can certainly handle another year the way it is right now. you know, so it's- Is it gonna mess you up that bad to put it out to bid again, or is it,
Well, it's probably gonna go out to bid either way.
okay?
Um,
So if it's gonna go out to bid either way, then I think we wanna do a 3-year bid.
Yeah. Okay. And what we'll probably do is, in the contract, or in the specification, include
A
an
4th-year
extension
option.
clause.
Okay, yep. That's what Cornish does. Cornish does an extra year, but it's written right in the contract.
Right.
And it's
Right.
their option instead of
Yeah.
mine. So,
Yeah,
you
we've
know,
had
if it-
that. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is there, do
Yeah.
you give them a price initially?
Yeah,
or-
give them
Oh,
a
okay.
price and everything, and it's their option. They can either take it, accept it, or we'll
Yeah.
put it out to bid. So-
Okay. Uh-huh.
So,
Okay, well, we'll be looking at that.
yeah, so.
Okay, well,
So
we
put
need to-
put it out to bid. I'll talk to Mike again and see if there's any, chance we can just go the extra year without bidding on it, but what we talked about, we just soon have it, like I say, it's gonna go out to bid for 1 year, might as well go out to bid for 3 years,
Mhm.
so. Is that gonna mess you up that bad, just putting it out
No.
for 1 year or 3 years? It shouldn't be a real
No.
big difference in the,
No, we've got some other items we can tag on to a special town meeting anyway, so.
okay. all right,
Yeah.
Yep. So
Yeah,
that,
the only issue is if we get told, no, we can't do that, then
Oh.
it would be a 1-year contract.
right. So if the higher up say no, then we'll work. We'll
Yeah.
Do whatever we can, stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
So you guys got some competition this year. We just signed up our 5th town.
Yeah, you'd mentioned
Heard
that
that.
when you were in here
We
earlier.
just signed up Hollis.
Yeah.
Wow.
Be able to lessen our costs down a little bit. Hey.
For you, yeah.
Okay, thanks.
But, so we're gonna be busy, but that's okay. Friday is gonna be, when we get them, Fridays, are gonna be 2 trucks down there and maybe 3 trucks in this town. So the whole fleet's gonna be out that day.
Wow.
But we signed it up, we gotta do them, you guys have as much trash in this town as they probably do. And we signed a contract with them, we gotta pick up trash 4 days a week.
You're gonna stay with them?
What?
Oh, stay.
Well, the selectmen are getting elected in June, and they're gonna go, they say they're gonna do a town manager and selectmen work together,
Uh-huh.
so they're possibly gonna be able to change the contract. And I told them, I said, man, is there other town we talk to, we change the contract, we tell them when we can do it. And they got McCormick down there doing it, he's a one-man show, 1 truck, 1 driver, takes them 4 or 5 days to do a town
Nice,
contract.
yeah.
And I said, I can send my crew out here and do it in 1 day. I says,
Mhm.
this 4-day stuff is crazy.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
so we're gonna work on it before, it don't start till July. And they have a new selectman vote in June, plus a town manager. Now, how the hell's that working? Does the town manager override the selectman? or-
No.
No, the
You-
selectmen,
but you would
selectmen still
probably
rule the
be,
roost.
you would probably be dealing more with the town manager than with the
Right.
board.
And the selectman would give him his answers. Pretty
Yeah,
much.
he would answer to the selectmen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More the town managers are usually more the day-to-day,
Oh, okay, yeah.
office manager type.
Well, that's what they're going through, and there's a good chance we can cut it back, because I don't, it's not very efficient at all,
Mhm.
4 days a week down there.
Yeah.
No.
We do Limerick and you guys, as much trash in 1 day, as they pick up 4 days, it's like, that don't make sense.
Mhm.
So we're working on them.
Yeah.
But you guys are still gonna get good service. We got a good crew, we're gonna give everybody good service.
You're gonna start recycling for commercial, right?
Yep, well, there's one place in town that recycles commercial.
Right, Mills.
Milk.
Yeah.
That's it, yeah. And the other guys will offer it if they want to.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't really hurt your figures if you get a little bit of recycling, add to the tonnage. It
Right.
shouldn't affect nobody. It's a good service to offer
Yeah.
these people in town.
It'll help our percentage too.
Yeah, we hope
Yeah,
it helps,
yeah,
right?
exactly,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
So we're gonna just recycle, not trash, just recycle.
Yep.
Right.
So
Yeah.
hopefully that, you guys are good with that, and there's only, we're the only one. Village Variety could recycle, they could save a lot of money recycling, they get a lot of cardboard. There's a
Yeah.
bunch of them that could, but they just, nobody mandates it, so they don't,
Right.
you know?
Yeah, we're gonna start getting the word out about it and
Yeah.
letting people know, because I think everybody just assumed because they couldn't do trash, they couldn't do recycling.
Right, and they, like I say, that's benefited, you know, it save them tonnage, it wouldn't save you guys tonnage, but it wouldn't hurt you either.
It
No.
would increase
You know,
our recycling numbers, though,
Right.
which
Yes,
would
yes,
make
yes,
our percentage
yes.
better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
so go ahead, I better give that back before I.
Do you want a
fold it all up.
copy of
No,
that?
no, I'm good, no, I'm
Okay.
good.
Mike, do the businesses that recycle, they might have, you know, a lot more recycling than a single home, do they need a special,
They did have to have a container, a dumpster,
okay,
and obviously we'd have to charge them for the service. If they want the service, we'd have to charge them for the dumpster rental to haul.
Oh, the
those, like-
dumpster, you mean?
Yeah, for the dump, just to rent the dumpster for the month, right.
She's talking about for recycling.
for recycling?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're not talking about dumpsters.
Yeah, but you still, the commercial people recycle in dumpsters, that's what they do, you give them a
Well,
dumpster, they
they're
recycle
gonna have to
in the
recycle
dumpster.
like everyone else, I would say.
Right.
Can't dumpsters.
Wow, it's up.
Well, they
Well, yeah,
would,
they can.
It's up to you
Why wouldn't
guys.
they?
It's-
Yeah.
That's taken away from you.
Well, no, see, what we do, if we gave them a dumpster, we'd charge them just for the rental. Normally for trash, we charge you rental and disposal. But for the recycle, just charge them for rental. So we still have to pay a little bit for the rental for the dumpster, but it's, like you say, Dave, all we do is increase your numbers
Mhm.
for recycling.
Mhm.
Make the guys look better.
So will your recycling truck pick up a dumpster?
Oh, sure, oh, yeah,
Okay.
Yep. The same one we use curbside, we'll pick up
Yeah.
the dumpster, yep,
Yeah, okay.
yep. But it's up to you guys, if you want me to offer it to them, but I
I
think.
mean, could they get one dumpster, then all kinds of trash is gonna go into it, isn't it?
Well, no, just recycling, because what I tell my people, if you got a recycling dumpster and you put trash in it, I'm gonna charge you for trash. 'Cause it's a
You're not
charge.
gonna pick it up, then you're.
No,
gonna-
I'll pick it up, but it'll go in a trash truck, it won't go in a
Okay.
recycling truck.
Okay.
If you mix recycling with trash, it goes in the
Right.
trash truck.
Yeah.
So it's,
I can
to
see
their
that
benefit
happening.
not to mix it, because if they mix it, they're gonna get charged more.
Right.
right.
So But it's, and like I say, no one in this town, no commercial can recycle. The only one that does is Mills. Mills puts out a little 20-gallon barrel
Yeah.
twice a month.
Well, that's what I'm wondering, if commercial businesses might want to just do, rather than rent a dumpster, can
Right,
they?
put barrels, and that would work
Right,
too. They
right.
can have the option for that too.
Yeah,
Okay.
we should at least let them know
But they
that,
have
I
to have
think.
those red,
Right, the red
Shades,
decals on the,
yeah.
on the cans. And they can't be great big huge cans, there's like a 30-gallon limit on recycling cans because it's all loose stuff.
Mhm.
You can't have like a 120-gallon barrel like some people have,
Right.
and try to lift it up.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't work. Yeah, yes,
Posted
yeah,
that
yeah,
like a
yeah.
year and a half ago. I
We
saw
don't
that.
mind doing them barrels, so you can just pull big, full bags out, but loose stuff, just, the boys can't pick it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can just do what I do, leave it up beside the road the night before and let the wind,
There you
let
go.
the wind
But
disperse
then
it.
your neighbor might be mad because it'll all be in his yard.
No, it's still all in my yard, it's all in the trees. Yeah. All right.
All right, well, we'll keep you informed then.
Yeah, let me know what's going on and stuff,
Yep.
yep,
Yep.
yep, so, I appreciate the meeting and stuff, so,
thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Very well.
Yeah.
Coming
Nice to
in,
meet you.
keep up the good work.
you're very welcome and stuff,
Yeah.
so. Hopefully you guys are getting good service in town, it's, you know, the guys seem to be doing
Yeah.
a pretty good job, and
Yep.
they survived another winter,
Yeah,
although this weekend's gonna be another
yep.
map, ain't it?
I don't know, don't
I've
talk
seen,
about
I've
it.
seen 2 inches, I've seen 10, so.
What?
We don't get
Yeah.
that. Well,
What,
hey,
2 inches in less than 10?
No, I've seen 2 inches one place and
Oh,
6 to 10 in another.
yeah,
Yeah, you look at the Weather Channel, they're calling for 6 to 8 Saturday.
Yep.
Yeah.
not,
Yes,
oh,
they are.
no.
Mhm.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, this weekend.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
gotta hunker in
Yeah,
again.
yeah. Which is a pain in the butt. I've had enough of that white stuff.
Good old fall spring.
All right, right.
Well,
right.
April's a winter month around here, you know
No,
that.
true,
Yeah,
true.
you know
Yeah,
that.
yeah. You always get a good one in April, don't
Yep.
you? Each year.
Yeah, let's
Yep,
not go there.
Yeah, so,
Steve, you don't have a body on your truck.
that's my new roll-off truck.
Wow, we can't put our trash out there right now, can we?
No, you will see, I just delivered a roll-off, and I gotta bring it
Oh,
home, put
okay.
another one on it. And that same roll-off body we use for, do the camp roads and stuff around here.
Okay,
So
you see what he's got out
It's
here?
two different vehicles. You can do roll-off and you
Oh,
can
yeah.
do camp
Yeah, yeah.
roads and
I wouldn't even
little
know that,
side
looking at
roads.
that. Huh?
It looks different without the body on it, but
Well,
in
yeah.
like 5 minutes, I can suck the body right up on there, it looks just like a normal truck. And it
Yeah.
works, there's 2 or 3 different things we can use it for, so
Hmm.
it's pretty good,
Yeah.
works out good. so.
Neat.
And we'll even come get your trash and window if you want us to. All right, guys, thank you very much, have a good day.
Thanks, sir.
Thanks.
You know what happens with that contract, let me know what, you know,
Yeah,
when the
absolutely.
deadline is for this and that and
Yeah, it'll be
everything
in the
else.
next couple of weeks. that
Okay,
we'll know
perfect,
where we're
perfect,
going.
awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank
All right,
Thank you.
take
Thanks for
care,
coming
take care,
in.
Mike.
Bye.
Steve. Get in here.
You just lost Benson.
I know, he loves dogs, period. So I just went through this other, the MMA recommended 2 law firms that have more of a cannabis orientation, and the Archipelago Law Firm, which is not, it's in Portland, but didn't have a lot of cannabis orientation. Looks like they are all into environmental and ocean and sea. And I'm like, I'm not gonna call them.
Yeah, there were a couple of more on that list, right?
Yeah, I'm just like, I'd start an online search of their firm and go through all their staff, look at their bios and see if anything looks initially like it would blend in with us, with our. Under their specialties, it's land and sea, workforce, riparian rights, environmental hazards. Something going out. in Drummond Woodsum, we kind of decided this, they represent other interests in our town that we probably wouldn't call them for that reason. For that reason, I'm out. Did Ben give us any other names besides Cam? Did he?
He said he would. I don't think he did. I'll check and see if I've got it. Excuse me, anything from him. No, last I have from him is wanting to have a telephone conversation.
Okay. Oh, speaking of telephones, how are we doing with our,
Well, I actually heard from them. I said the equipment should be in-house shortly, and what days was I available? That was Thursday, and of course I haven't heard anything since, but
cool, well, hopefully. That was last Thursday?
last
Okay.
Thursday.
Let's use-
The one from Perkins Thompson, their municipal attorney, is, what was the name? James Katsiafikis, as I'm going to guess that's how you pronounce it. He used to be the MMA senior staff attorney.
Do you wanna get a
So
hold?
I can basically just take your email that you sent and
Sure.
redo it for Jen, or for Jim.
Okay. I'm actually going through Eaton Peabody right now, and I'm looking at their practice areas and their staff, and again, there's not a single one that mentions cannabis law. Well, here, because there is one, Patrick Lyons. But where is he based? Oh, he's in Ellsworth, never mind. And where is that guy located, in the Portland office, or?
Yes.
Okay, so.
I mean, as far as I can tell, it's not.
It's Pretty Flaherty, we already are in that.
Mhm.
Well, what do you think? If you do one, I do one, and you do one between, that's enough?
I think so.
I think so,
Frankly, I mean, we can beat this thing to death, but
but we need to, yeah.
even if we did, I don't think we'd be any better,
Uh-huh.
any more informed about making a decision.
Okay. Do that on Monday, perhaps, put our
Yep.
info together.
Yep.
I'd like to update our cannabis application, make sure our checklist covers everything in our ordinance, and have that set for Monday too, so we
Yep.
can vote on it.
I've got a draft going for bids for furnace/heating solution, propane stove, removing the furnace from the old town hall, and the wiring for the septic pumps.
The wiring. Did we
And I
get
guess now we need to do one for
trash?
trash.
What, did Keith ever get back to us about the wiring? Yes, he did, he called that day.
Yeah, he called.
Yeah,
He called. He
Yep.
never really said whether he would,
right.
well, what he said is that it's operational. It is only operational on the one pump though, which is a little bothersome. But not being a school, quite frankly, that's what it would be set up as,
Mm.
generally,
Mhm.
one pump. But he didn't go any further to say whether he'd be willing to take that on. Because it's gonna take some doing, because he said that the stuff that's in the tank there should not be, by current standards, shouldn't be in the tank, can't be in the tank, so it'll have to be relocated. I'm sure we'll have to run new
Digging up more.
conduit and lines, yeah.
Be good if they could dig all at the same time
Yeah.
between the wiring and the,
Yeah.
yeah. And we don't have a date for getting rid of that electric stove. You know what I mean? If somebody wants it, they're gonna have to wait till the propane went in.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, those two are the two ads that we'll have to, we got the lockers and the electric stove. But it sounds like we may have a lead on the lockers, so.
Yeah. I don't know if, were you in here when Dave said to, at this point, just let him go, get rid of him?
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yep.
said give them away, I didn't say get rid of them. I don't really want them to go to CIA. I would
No, it'd be a
like to
shame.
See them used.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know that, it sounded like Tom Winter did, pretty extensive search for,
Mhm.
for people, so. And Saban was interested, but I know he didn't want to pay for him, so I could email him and let him know. I did email Trevor and let him know.
Okay.
So we have the septic pump, it's just the wiring that needs to be?
What we have now is, well, the system is set up with two pumps.
Right.
They alternate.
Yeah.
You know, there's a controller in the boiler room. The wiring for the good pump was the only wiring that was good. Excuse me, for the one pump that was still running. So they have the new pump on that. That was not the reason that the old pump quit. The
Gotcha.
old pump was seized and dead and has been for many years. So the older pump now is not running,
Okay.
okay? I didn't see it. I don't know what it's gonna take.
Jesse saw it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Just started to type, we still have the lawyers instead of lockers. Okay.
Do we have a old ad for the trash from 3 years ago? Can you send that to me and then I'll just add that?
I'll send you what was sent to the shopping guide, okay?
That's perfect. And
You
then,
get town approval though before that one goes public.
right,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll send you guys the other 4, and then we can just vote on those on Monday.
Okay, and Danielle just sent another email to everyone.
Got it. Are you serious about this 10 inches of snow thing you saw?
Yeah.
So the DOT came by and, I don't know if you noticed in the front of, by my house, it was, the rain just like washed
Held
up.
up on that one.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, it was bad. I mean,
Yeah.
it just washed out. Well, they did
Yeah.
a wonderful job, like at the bottom of our driveway, like packing it down with stuff. And of course, on Monday, when
Thank you.
when I was snow blowing, just threw that stuff like all the way out into my yard. Like, oh my God, good, you know, because I was snow blowing. And
Oh, yeah.
I stopped. I just like backed up and just took the shovel and did it. But
Yeah.
what a mess.
You should have it now, Mary.
Yeah, I got it. Thank you. What else did I have?
So we do have enough time to, well. Yeah, enough time to revise it, put it back out.
Well, we won't do the trash one until,
Right, but the grounds ad, if you decide to revise it after you meet with them Monday.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for the mowing?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that's still out there. I think they just have questions about it.
Well, because after they got the job, there was things that was kind of added to what they thought they were supposed to be doing, and they agreed to do it.
Yep,
And it wasn't reflected in this ad, so.
gotcha.
Can I have that manual printed out? Because my old manual is 2010.
What manual?
The one
The
I
one you guys
forwarded
sent
to
you.
them. The 2025 manual.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
print it, can't you?
It was almost 300 pages, so I
Oh.
didn't.
Well,
Oh,
you
geez.
have to print
I
it
don't
there.
think it was 300 pages on this other one.
Well, you can do it double-sided,
Yeah,
maybe,
just
I
make
don't
sure it's
know.
double-sided.
What's that one, Jesse? How many pages?
It doesn't matter, he should have a current manual.
Well, I know that, and that's why I
Okay.
asked you,
82.
you want me to send it to him, but you didn't say print, and I will print it for you again.
82 pages.
Double, okay, so we're gonna do it double-sided, okay.
Okay.
I thought they had a printer. They do have
They
a
do,
printer.
but that, it's much better.
It's better?
Yeah.
He's got the old printer that.
Oh, that's
was in
right,
there.
I remember, yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
so Cam,
oh, no, go ahead. You're on the
Cam.
attorney.
Cam just got back to me, Cam Ferrante from Pretty Flaherty. He'd be interested in discussing possibilities. They represent many smaller municipalities around the state in addition to larger cities and towns. We have extensive experience in addressing general municipal issues and are no strangers to marijuana ordinances or the resulting permitting disputes. So let me know some times that would work for you. We can set up a call to discuss this further. I guess I would look hopefully during our workshop on
On Monday.
Monday.
Yeah, workshop Monday, workshop Thursday, really. Be the best to offer him.
Ideally, we'd like to make a decision.
No,
on
right.
it. Yeah. All right.
QuickBooks. I think we need to reach out to so I know you've probably seen the email that it's $1,200 to renew QuickBooks,
Yeah.
or like $1,300, whatever it is.
We
I think-
still use it?
We paid 800, the last invoice that we paid was around 800.
Until the audits covering the period that it was used are done,
We still have to.
I think, because Debbie's got to pull stuff down.
It's not due yet.
Yeah, that was, I don't think that's a,
I was afraid that that was a
Yeah.
scam. I wasn't really sure that I sent it to David because
Yeah.
but Danielle can call. I showed her where she can find the information to call
Yeah.
on what we have to prepare it.
Yeah. Because if that's the case, then
That's expensive.
well, if that's the case, and we're just
We're
keeping it because it houses information, we need to.
No, we're keeping it because of the audits. We've got 2
Yeah,
more
because it
years
houses-
Well,
audits.
right, because it houses information. So if that's the case, we need to save whatever the audits are gonna need and then not pay $1,200 just to
problem is
have access.
the reports. And they're not going to know what they need.
Yeah.
I mean.
And how do we
can
know what
try.
they need?
Well, they tell us when they need them.
Right. But are you saying save?
And I email most of the reports to them. For Daniel.
I'm just saying, $1,200 just to have access to our information feels like a hefty bill to pay.
Yeah.
So it went from 800 to 1,200, Deb? Is that
Well,
what?
it's because they
I think
don't
that's
support it
right.
anymore.
I don't think that's correct. I don't think that email is correct. But, we can find out.
Are you going to be here for the full workshop on Monday?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
What more information do we want from Mary Costigan, from Ben Bernstein, sure? Do we want her to call in so we can all talk to her as
How
well?
willing is she to travel out here? I don't-
Very.
if you-
She travels
okay.
all the time.
Okay, yeah.
I like the flat fee idea, but I don't know how we can determine, how she can determine that prior to, I can send her what we've gotten from Ben, I certainly have. But then there's David Laurie charge.
Yeah.
Let me call her and ask her again,
Okay, yeah.
how they would determine that, what can I do prior to.
Should be able to just look in the town report
Right,
and get how much we spend each year.
yep,
Yeah, although it's scattered around.
yeah.
Yeah, that email is definitely legitimate. They have David's name, address, has the correct last four of the credit card.
The QuickBooks one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is April 21st. It'll auto renew.
That's not, I'll tell you when the last one was paid, I sent it to Danielle. Maybe she's checked it out already, I don't know. Where is it?
Have we looked at getting another audit company to come in and catch up audits?
No, we don't, when they don't even, like, we don't even come in here. I don't even know where
Yeah, I
they
mean,
are.
that's,
We have called them and talked to them about that. They said they would be willing to come in at some point because even Danielle has never met them.
right. Because they're still working on
21?
2021.
Yep.
And it's not because of them.
It's not because of who.
The auditors.
So what's it because
We had a
of?
problem with tax records going from Trio into QuickBooks. And they went back many, many years. There's been some issues.
So we
Okay.
should be in good shape then, moving
Yes.
forward.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. Yeah.
Didn't we get an email recently saying that 21 is getting ready to be wrapped up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you think that getting through 22 will be,
Right, like what's, I guess that's where I'm stuck is because they've been on the 20/21 audit since I
They
became.
just got information 2 weeks ago. They needed, 941 information from Danielle.
Yep,
Yeah, I think that was the last thing they needed. Right, the auditors. Yeah,
but
last
they've
thing
been
they
stuck
needed
on
was
that audit for,
941s. Yeah.
since I've been a selectman.
oh, since before then.
Well, that's what I'm saying,
Yeah,
like,
right.
how confident are we that they're able to get more than one a year done at this point?
I think things should be moving along a little bit better. It should be.
Experience tells me otherwise.
Well, my experience is I've been working with it for the past 15 years and it's never easy. And I know why the delay is right now, but I mean, that's up to you guys. If you want to get someone else, but it's going to cost you a lot more because these people are going to have to back into what's happened on for the past couple of years. So,
New people?
Yeah, whenever you get somebody new,
yeah.
it's not just, we're gonna do an audit. It's, you gotta find out where everything came from to get to the point that.
And these
they're-
auditors helped with the transfer from QuickBooks to Trio.
You ready to?
My daughter was just in a car accident.
Oh, no.
No.
She
She
okay?
okay?
Or no?
Yeah, she's good, but she was T-boned.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
no.
So,
How's the car?
we're not really, it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Smashed inside, but it could be fixed, it could be totaled, who knows?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Ugh. That's no fun.
Hey, thank you.
So how's everybody else's day?
Well, I just got a text from my daughter that her husband's losing his job in 60 days. They're shutting down. He's been there for 18 years.
Oh
What
my
kind of
gosh,
job?
where did
He's
he-
the head brewer for, well, it used to be Red Hook in Portsmouth.
Who is this?
My daughter's husband.
Oh
Oh,
my
gosh.
gosh, this is just a good day overall.
All around. Yeah. I think it's called Cisco Brothers now, but he's been there for 18 years.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know why it's happening. Don't know. I'm gonna go back into the email to Danielle that you sent from MMA just to.
Yep.
Yep.
Did you get my spreadsheet okay? Of
Yeah.
The other
Yep.
towns and everything, so.
Yeah, it's a lot of towns that responded with a lot of
They
information.
were happy to in
It's a very good
exchange for,
survey.
Yeah.
they want the data back. They
Oh.
also want, are
Yeah.
interested in the information.
Nice.
That's
yeah.
quite common.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that
great.
group is a real good group, there's
Yeah.
no doubt about it.
Jesse, I emailed, I have a chat, kind of like a chat serve for clerks, and I emailed, who uses timesheets and who doesn't. And 90% of the towns did. And I just provided them with a worksheet and data, that's what they're referring to, so.
All right, let's see. I just want to start by saying this is not about personalities. This is not about any person. If it devolves into something where people are getting personal, then we're going to shut it off and we'll have to figure out how to do some of this in executive session maybe. Okay, but this is an open discussion. We are online. Our workshops are broadcast now.
Want me to start or?
Sure.
Okay. Well, I sent a few emails on my concerns and about why I feel like timesheets are necessary. We are tracking vacation time, sick time, and holiday into Trio now, so I have to pay each employee out of the specific bucket, if you will. So the time paycheck will spit out what that employee has for vacation, what that employee has for sick time. It automatically accrues, and then when they use it, I take it out. So it's really important that I'm very accurate on the employee's time, basically. And I'd like that to come from the employee. In the past, it's been a lot of verbal information, and I really like to have that documentation back up, basically. That would eliminate any problems down the road saying, geez, Danielle, I have 2 weeks vacation, well, then you didn't reach up a week in February. That kind of stuff. It's really good to have that kind of backup. I did reach out to MMA Legal and asked if I did kind of informally roll out a timesheet process to full-time employees, and that was incorrect. I shouldn't have done that because I don't have a right to do that. The Selectboard does. They can require timesheets from the full-time employees, and this basically conversation is for salary employees, which we basically already are. You know, Renee gets paid per hour, but she's locked into 32 hours a week. She comps. We're in the office for 34 hours. We comp for 2 hours. The timesheets would also allow for recording the comp time used and accrued as well. We do not have comp time in our personnel policy. That's something we're internally doing in our office because honestly, we work 34 hours. So if we have like a sick kid or some errands to run, we use that 2 hours or whatever, and we document all that. So it would be nice if the select board could consider putting that comp time somehow into the personnel policy. So there is a process officially for that.
It looked like in your Excel sheet that there are towns that do that as well. that they
Right.
take on- Yeah.
Yep, we just don't have it spelled out in our personnel policy. But I did provide you with an example of the timesheet that I did put together and just did give it to the other full-time employees to use. And it does track, you know, your regular holiday, sick, vacation, comp, overtime. If you have mileage, you can use it for that. And any kind of notes off to the side there. I think it also, it provides also for an employee signature. When that employee submits the time, they are signing off saying they did work that time. And I think it puts the accountability on the employee. It's just a good way and a good tool to track your salary employees, I think, too, and what kind of hours they actually are putting in, if adjustments do need to be made. Either reduce the hours or add hours. Like, for instance, we work 34 now because we're working until 6 o'clock Monday night. I usually stay for the select board meeting. So if we recorded all that and brought it to your attention, you know, maybe you would adjust our salaries to actually pay us for the hours we work.
Hold on, is this the CEO manual coming through?
Hopefully not. You're not printing the manual now, are you?
It started, it's been waiting like 20 minutes, I just turned it off. Stop
Okay.
it.
Thank you.
And also, this would also apply to Jesse or we have Trio Web now. If we do work at home and log into Trio Web and do any type of work off-site and not in the office, or if Jesse has hours that he works out of the office, the timesheet would also give a tool to record that time when people are out of the office working, so.
That's if I have internet service, right?
Well, you wouldn't be working on Trio.
Right, so like if I was out of office, I'd have to log into Trio to tell them I'm working?
No, I meant like your inspections and
No,
everything.
she's saying you would be able to log on your sheet.
Oh, okay.
That you went
Yeah.
to Lost Mile Road and
Under-
did
under my
inspection
notes.
on whatever.
Like,
I get it, yeah.
we all work in the office full-time, but you are in and out. You know, you work Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday through. You're not here doing your off-site stuff, so that would be a good tool for you to record your hours when you're out of the office.
Absolutely, yeah.
So who gets the timesheets? Jesse, Deb, you guys?
Yeah.
We already get timesheets from Jeff and Hunter.
Right,
The hourly guys.
Yep.
Or people, I should say.
yeah.
Desiree does timesheets, Eric does timesheets. Everyone that gets paid per hour does timesheets, except the salary employees. And now that we have that in the Trio, you know, I have to track holiday vacation. I'm not getting any information. I don't know who has doctor's appointments or anything. Nobody really, it's all verbal. And I just want one template to use for everybody so I know how it's used, you know, what I'm to look for. And I attach this to each pay run, so if there's ever a discrepancy down the road, I have this backup.
I mean, it came to light really, not to, you know, put Deb in a position, but with her sick time and
That's right.
vacation, it was really hard to track
It was.
what she had accrued,
Yeah.
what she still had.
Yep.
And, I mean, this would be a way for, there'd be no question, you know?
Right.
I used a week of vacation to go to Florida, so now I don't have that week because she took it out
Yep.
of, you know,
Yeah.
Vacation
payroll.
bucket.
So
Yeah.
now I know exactly what I've got on my check, and it's accurate, because she took a lot of time to try to really figure out, okay, what are we doing here?
And if
Yeah.
it's not, we have documentation to go back and figure out what's wrong. Do we make adjustments in Trio? Did Trio screw up? Do you have more vacation time or vice versa? Or
Right.
what's, so we always have that backup.
Yeah.
I just feel really strongly about that. I mean, it would make my job a lot easier, a lot more efficient.
I know, in talking to one of the Porter selectmen, Porter does that for sure, and they actually have a time clock.
They have a time
Yeah,
clock.
so, and their reasoning was that for just exactly like you said, that if they don't have documentation and they get audited for any reason on that stuff,
Yep.
they have no backup. They have no backup to say, so-and-so took a vacation.
Right,
We just paid them vacation, but did they?
right.
Yeah.
But the personnel policy says that requests for time off are supposed to come through the select board.
For everyone?
Yes.
I don't think that applies to.
I don't know that that's been happening.
God.
Yeah.
No, it hasn't,
No.
if that's really what it says.
Yeah, I believe.
Where am I handing the time cards in? Do I just bring them right to you? Do I hand them
I
into
have
the
to
select board?
process your payroll, so.
Right, bring them right to you.
Your 40 hours salary, so I just have to put that in, yeah. It has to be per hour, because I have to take it, I think you had, what, a sick day or something Monday?
Mhm.
So I have to take it out of that sick bucket, and I kind of need that documentation so I can appropriately pay you.
Yep.
It sounds like we need to Monday vote on this, according to MMA.
Vote on what?
Time
Only
cards?
only the select board can mandate that all employees, appointed officials must submit a timesheet. They would do so through a board vote.
Okay, yeah. They also said there might be more that's gonna go into that vote. If you read a little, the next question.
This will be determined the select board's timesheet policy wording of the article voted on.
So, yeah, I mean, we can, okay, we can vote on whether timesheets are required. There may be more that we have to follow that up with.
Yeah, you'd have to put it in the personnel policy.
Okay, let's see, is there a way we can vote a pending change to the personnel policy?
A select board, if they would like, could also draft a uniform personnel policy that would outline these requirements as well, though not required. They are generally more detailed. MMA's personnel policy information packet talks about common provisions to include and the purposes of such a policy. The select board can only require certain requirements of appointed officials, not elected. If you are elected, you cannot require, the select board cannot require to submit timesheets. I'd have to go through their personnel policy a little more.
I mean, does anyone feel that I guess what's the drawbacks in having timesheets? I can't think of one. I just think it's all positive and it's
Yeah.
a good tool. I mean, does anyone
Yeah,
have
I
any, or,
If you don't get a timesheet, are you not entering payroll?
I have to enter payroll. But I'm gonna take it right out of your regular pay. I don't know if you've used sick time, I don't know if you've used vacation time. I have no detail.
Right, but that's what I'm saying, like, so whether they submit it or not, they're still going to get,
I can't withhold payroll.
right.
It's a good tool though, because if
But-
we're gonna be,
Now, if time cards are required, then you're not withholding payroll if you don't pay it.
say that whole thing,
If time cards are required
right,
and you don't get a time card,
I can't withhold them.
what are you withholding if you don't pay them?
I think legally she has to.
I have to
them.
pay them
Pay what?
their salary amount.
Okay.
You,
If I don't, I've been paying Jesse,
I know, but I think he's saying if they vote in timesheets,
yeah,
Right.
then that changes it.
oh, I don't think I can legally withhold payroll.
I don't think so either.
I know you can't withhold payroll, but, okay, all right, it's a minor point. Yeah,
Hold the check back and say, give me your time sheet.
no, that's the same thing.
Well, you can,
If I'm a 40-hour employee and I hand you a timesheet for 42 hours, are you entering that as 40 hours or are you entering that as 42 hours?
Yes.
40, you get paid 40.
These are the questions, like I said, these are the,
Well,
gonna be
that's a
the,
good question, that's a
That's a
good
good
point,
question,
because we
yeah.
work 34 hours,
And you're,
and we get paid for 32.
right,
So
But you're
she's
saying, you're
she's
saying
entering
you
30.
comp the time.
Right, but that's the question.
that's the question.
That's,
Yeah, yeah.
Can you document 2 hours of comp time in a bank?
That's what we wanna do.
Yeah, I
But-
mean, we got,
that's, if you work 40 hours and you go over 40 hours and it's comp time, it has to be paid out like overtime.
Yeah, time and a half, but straight is,
Well, some
Right.
of your answers to that are
Well,
that they didn't get paid
this is the
over.
problem with requiring
Yeah.
timesheets.
Paid
Right.
time off, some of them got paid time off, some of them got straight time. You can't get paid time and a half.
Looked like somebody said that if for 2 hours of overtime, which is time and a half, they got 2 hours of overtime, gave them time and a half, which was like 3 hours of comp time.
Of comp time,
Right.
right, they could get that.
They could take time and a half pay or
Comp
3
time.
hours of comp time.
Yep,
the way our budget is set up, we're set up with a fixed amount
right,
for everybody.
Mm. But in
Everybody this
trio,
room.
right.
Well, Trio doesn't care.
No, I mean,
it's my
really,
understanding
if she's
that if I work
documenting the
over
sick time,
32
or vacation
hours, I
time,
do
or
not-
comp time.
Oh, yeah.
There's no option for me to get
get paid,
overtime.
Right.
That's not an option for me.
Not an option for anybody.
Right,
Right.
so
Right.
I don't understand why that is even an issue.
Right, everybody's salaried.
no.
Well, I mean, kind of,
The road crew, I think, might be the only exception.
right, they get paid overtime,
Right.
anything over 40. So, but what I'm saying is your protest against the timesheets for that reason, I don't think is valid, because none of us get paid overtime. That's not an option.
well, because town hall is only open for so many hours.
Right, but I mean, even you, if you work 45 hours, you're not getting 5 hours of overtime. You are salaried at
Salary.
40 hours, so.
Right.
It's mostly to record sick time, vacation
Right,
time,
that's.
right.
and maybe a comp time for you guys, so you know,
Exactly,
you know what you've put in, you know what you can take off. That's how I'm looking at it.
So a timesheet should not reflect, well, that's not true.
Overtime hours.
If it's over what you're supposed to get paid, then you would probably comp it, but.
Yeah,
Then why do that yourself?
But then how much can you put in, how much of your comp time can you bank?
Yeah.
Can I bank?
Comp time's a whole new policy that we're gonna have to look at.
Right, well, yeah.
I've addressed it in the draft that I gave you on comp time. It's just a start, so it could be looked at.
Yeah,
And there's a lot of stuff.
Overtime on a position would go towards comp time and sick pay and vacation time?
Just for, we're
No, it wouldn't go to sick time or
Well, it
vacation.
would go to the vacation time.
It would just, it would basically be free time that, you know, like the way we work it. If, like she said, if, I have to run out because my dog, I'm afraid, is gonna, you know, get electrocuted by her collar like I did yesterday. Half an hour I took to run home, and I will consider that a half an hour of my comp time.
Out of
Because,
the office.
because I ran out of the office to do something, or, yeah, her collar went all wonky the night before when we were in the house. So, yeah, we were terrified. But anyway, if I have to go to a dentist appointment and I leave an hour early, that's comp, because we work, I mean, obviously there's weeks that we're not here late, like last Monday, we weren't here late. But for the most part, you can pretty much figure you're gonna get at least like, you know, 26 weeks out of the year that you're working comp time. So that's,
yeah, I
you
think
know what I
there's
mean?
bigger issues with all this, because if your schedule is 34 hours and your position is a 32-hour position, we're already setting ourselves up for failure. It's 104 hours a year
Right.
that you have to comp.
Well, it's not gonna end up being that much, but yeah.
But that's not fair to you.
Whatever.
That's what I'm saying, like, your position should be 34 hours, or you should be leaving 2 hours early at some point.
That doesn't make sense with our, with our workload, we can't.
Well, that's what I'm saying, that's why, so then what you're saying is the answer should be, it should be a 34-hour position instead of a 32-hour position.
You can use this to go to town meeting and say, these girls work 34 hours, we need to be paid 34 hours.
Yeah,
Or
well, that's,
you actually work.
I'm trying to solve the real problems that we have, not the, because baking in 2 hours of comp time every week is not good for anybody.
Right.
Like, just having that baked in every week. I mean, obviously, it's not a problem we can solve until, 6 months from now, but
But that's a totally different discussion,
Yeah.
I guess.
I mean, that eliminates the bigger issue where you're getting 2 hours of comp, or in your case, you're getting 2 to 3 or more.
And that's another thing too.
Right.
What if
Yep.
we come in on a Friday and work all day?
Right.
What do we do with the time? Donate it?
Well, that's where, if you were, if everybody was salaried, whether you work 40 or 60, you get paid for 40. And so, if everybody is salaried position, it doesn't matter whether you work 40, 50, 60 hours. If you need to do that to get, your job done, then, you can come in.
But your salary should be pretty close to what you actually work.
Your salary should be what your normal expected schedule is.
And
And
for
s-
us, that's actually us in the office.
Correct. So for both of you, it doesn't line up, right? Because it's 32 hours, the office is open for
34.
34.
Or if you're finding that you're spending more time on Fridays,
Yeah,
then the whole pay for the position needs to be
that's
reexamined.
why if we document all this and we look at it come town meeting time, this is a good tool.
Yep, I think it does need to be documented.
I mean, honestly, the comp time thing is irrelevant when it comes to the real reason needing a timesheet, I think. I don't
Just-
think that.
It's more sick time and vacation
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
and.
You know, I mean, I
Yep.
saw her pulling her hair out with,
Yep.
trying to calculate everybody's
Where-
sick and vacation and everything to make sure that nothing was being taken away from people,
And it was.
and that it was really quite the process
Well,
for
it
her.
was it has to accrue.
Yeah,
It's a
how it
rate daily.
accrues,
It
Uh-huh.
has to accrue almost like daily, or
Right.
every pay period it
Right.
accrues a certain rate. and it has to spit into your paycheck, so you know where you're at. When you have your paycheck, you know how much vacation time you're taking.
But isn't, I mean, you calculate once and then it's automatic. What-
But how do I know if you took a day of vacation?
Oh, okay, that part of it.
You take it out, and then
Yeah,
it starts
yeah,
accruing
that-
again.
okay, I
Yeah.
Yeah,
understand.
I think we're all in agreement that that needs to happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I was getting at what Renee was
No,
saying.
no, no, that's what I was meaning though, because she didn't have timesheets to go by, she was like, okay, what is,
Okay, well,
that's what I was saying.
yeah, I mean, you shouldn't stew on that, you should just ask.
That's how-
Okay, I understand. Timesheets there will take care of that. Okay,
So is the only thing you want tracked on the timesheet sick and vacation, or do you want regular time tracked on there?
I can't really, I think it would be good to have what you actually work. Because I think it's a good tool.
I do too, but also concerned that you're tracking regular time for somebody and then potentially paying them in a different amount.
yeah.
So I can see the other side of that coin is not the best idea.
And add a column for unpaid time that we actually worked on.
Well-
And we'll track it that way.
No, we need to solve the problem.
That's the reality of it. It is unpaid time if we work over our salary amount.
Right, but that's the problem that needs to be solved more so than tracking timesheet regular.
Right, but
Regular
in the
time.
meantime,
How are you
we're not
going
gonna
to-
solve that problem today, tomorrow, or next
Right,
week.
I don't understand the problem with me writing down that I work 8 hours every day and 10 hours on Monday, and there you go.
Because if I'm the state of Maine and you're handing in a timesheet for 34 hours every week and I'm paying you 32, they're gonna have a problem with that. Department of Labor is gonna have a problem with that.
Well, I guess we'll lose our evening hours then.
Yeah, so maybe.
You know what I mean? Like,
that's
that's-
right.
And people
So-
appreciate it, so if we have to, but our job requires those hours.
Right.
Everybody knows that. We can never really get ahead, so.
Right.
Close 2 hours early on Thursday.
Doesn't work with the job requirements,
Okay.
so. I mean, these are real problems, these are real, I mean, that's why I want to have
Yeah.
an open discussion of what's happening in the office, I guess.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, those are town meeting things that, an
Yeah.
article. So, but in the meantime, we need to be able to make it work for you when you're documenting who took what and when.
Right.
Right, and I mean, if they want to write, if you're not comfortable to, to officially put this in place, I have to have a notepad or something saying Monday, 8 hours sick. I gotta have something.
No, I definitely, again, don't misconstrue what I'm saying. Definitely need to be reporting sick time, vacation time. 100% agree.
Right.
I think the problem is when you start reporting regular time for salaried people and it doesn't line up with what you're paying.
Right.
Okay.
So
Or
that's
hourly.
that's the difference. I completely agree that there should be a reporting mechanism for sick time, vacation time.
Right.
100%.
Yep, okay.
But it's the,
So if a salary person goes over his allotted amount of time, he's only gonna get his 40 hours, but there's a record that he went 45 hours.
right, but then in that instance, the state requires any overage of 40 has to be paid at time and a half. So if you go 2 hours over, so say you work 42 this week, then we have to give you 3 hours of comp time for your 2 hours over that you worked.
Now, wait, I thought salaried employees
Yeah.
were just salaried.
Yeah, they don't get
Yeah.
any
Yeah.
extra
Yeah.
time. That's what you were saying.
Well, that's,
Yeah.
It depends on what your personnel policy says.
I know,
Right.
I feel like I
I
need
know with
to,
Wyndham, people with salary, hourly, if they worked over their set hours, they put it on their timesheet.
Yeah.
Either they were paid for it, because overtime was built into the budget, or they could take it as comp. That's what I'm.
is everybody listed as exempt or non-exempt?
Neither.
Neither.
Salaried or hourly.
A lot of, clerks, there was some responses where overtime was figured into their salary,
Mhm.
if you would. They did a good general, guess on elections and this and that, and they just put it into their salary.
Right, because then on elections, you're here till,
Well, and, yeah, she doesn't get paid for that.
right.
I
That's
get
part
the
of her.
stipend,
Yeah.
and that doesn't even come close to what it requires.
Well, sounds like an overhaul is needed.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just looking at it.
yeah. It's probably been a long time, right, since the personnel policy was updated, that's,
Isn't that
2
old?
years ago.
oh,
Yeah.
2 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's not that old.
And this version was put together after Danielle started.
Yep, we went through it.
And you have
3
now,
years.
you all have a draft that Danielle's did and I did, that maybe might address some of this stuff. I know it's all gonna be discussed, but, you know, I think maybe the personnel policy needs to be looked at as a whole
Mhm.
Uh-huh,
and see where the issues are. I addressed comp time and things like that that I saw could be improved on, or, you know, I know it's your decisions, but
Yeah,
How do you
well,
feel?
2 big things that are new here are comp time and working off-site.
yeah.
I mean, we got Trio Web because they're not supporting the old version. We're a public-facing entity here. As far as I'm concerned, things should be done here. That's me. And I know that's not what you want to hear, but
Done,
that's me.
what are you saying?
I'm saying that working off-site is not something that I support in general. There would
Well,
have to be
I don't
some-
think any of us agree with that either.
Well, then why is it being suggested?
on Friday, you
Well,
might,
we had this
well, you might have
Sunday, I took
things,
a box of work home and I could work from home
Yeah.
on my check rack. I mean, that's a real example of what just happened on Monday, so. It's available there and
Mhm.
I didn't wanna stay here and drive through it, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know my friend Dawn over in Porter, she was sick and she took work home, it was year end, and work from home. You know, I mean, how do you feel about it, Jesse, in your position?
I think it's smart. You can log in from your house.
No, I mean, as far as timesheets, when it applies to your job.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of it, but if it helps streamline what you need to do, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, this is what you've been using, I guess. Is that, yeah,
yeah, and then you had something else that you were
I
using.
digitalized that sheet.
yeah. Well, I'll be quite honest, I would like to get what you put together in the Excel sheet, but just filling in regular holiday, sick, and vacation time on here once a day.
I mean, this could be an
Easy.
Excel sheet, right? I mean, this can go into.
It is Excel.
Yeah,
It
Oh,
is an-
okay.
It
Yeah,
is an
so you
I
can
Excel.
do that
saw that same
electronically.
template in Excel.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so this